What up, guys? It's been a long time coming. It's your boy Jay with Views from the Heart, and today we got a very special Camaro SS 2018 Redline edition. I said we got a 2018 Redline.
Yeah, that was good. What y'all doing? My name's Mac. How y'all doing? Like Jay said, it's our very first car review. Got ourselves a nice little, like he said, 2018 Chevy Camaro Redline edition. But Jay, let's pop this hood, see what we got going on under it.
So, bro, what do we have under this hood right here?
I mean, to be honest, that's what we about to find out right now. I heard we got a nice little 455 horsepower under it, but that's what I'm just hearing.
It sounds type nice, doesn't it? But we about to show y'all. We about to pop this here real quick and see what we got up in here. Like I said, this is a 2018 Redline edition. As you can see, you know, you got the red right there, red on the wheels.
Can't forget the 2 accent marks.
Oh, you feel me? So we about to pop this thing real quick. We in sunny Beverly Hills, so you know we gotta hurry up a little bit, just in case, you know, we got some neighbors calling like, yeah, we got 2 minorities up in here.
Yeah, we don't want no cops coming over here, you know, talking about resisting arrest, but we know that's just how, you know what I'm saying. I just want y'all to know, you know, with this YouTube series, it's all jokes and laughs. You know, we all come from the heart and it's all love. You know, we just doing everything we do best. Review cars and have fun. Live, laugh, and love.
So Tony, take me through, what do we have right here in this hood?
I mean, what we have right here is a 455 horsepower engine, LT1, 376 cubic inches with a 455 pound torque to add to it.
All that power and torque granted by a single cam pushrod architecture that hasn't really been changed when it was first designed by Ed Cole in 1955. But as they say, if it ain't broken, there's no need to fix it.
Exactly.
Now everyone knows American muscle cars pack a lot of power. But with that said, it's not necessarily what this car can put out that matters that much. Since cars these days and car manufacturers are so competitive, what really matters is how the quality of materials are inside. Has this generation really changed that much from before to warrant your price? Let's go on ahead and let's go on inside, bro. Let's close the hood. Let's see what we got going on in here. Now, to be honest, even though this is a 2-door, this might as well be a roadster. With this space in the back, there ain't really nothing back here for anyone. There is absolutely zero space. Not even a child could fit back here.
Barely. Barely.
See, that's why I would have got the Corvette. So Tony, when you touch the dash, how does it feel to you?
To be honest, it's a smooth leather. I mean, it's not rough. I mean, the past Camaro, my dad's past Camaro, it was kind of a rough interior. But all in all, I like the leather dashboard, the HUD, I'm not the HUD display. The GPS is nice size. All in all, I mean, it's good, but I've seen better. For honestly, the interior, my big thing on Chevy, really the interior wasn't all that great, but you get what you pay for. This model is actually, I'll give it a B rating.
Now, as you guys know, when it comes to things like this, he got 455 horsepower, 455 torque.
Right.
So that means that's the important thing right there. But besides that, the interior does seem to match its price a lot more. You don't feel cheated. You don't feel too many cheap materials. Everything seems fairly premium for what you're paying.
This red interior though, my favorite color is red. Kind of matches the good old Balenciaga. No, let me go and put that down. That's a different story though. But yeah.
So how's the headroom looking, Tony?
Not too good. I don't know if you could see this right here, but I'm a solid 6'3", 6'4" on a good day. And I really don't have that much headroom. It's kind of detrimental for tall guys like me to have some room in the car. But to each his own. My dad is a solid 6'2", 6'3", but he fits it pretty nice.
So, with all that said, let's take it for a drive. Yeah, woo!
Okay.
So what's this like driving a Camaro 2018 SS?
I mean, to be honest, it's fast. It's fast. It's fast. I ain't gonna lie.
My fault. I cut you off a little bit there, but
nah, you can definitely put that 455 horsepower behind it. But it's smooth. To be honest, it's actually very smooth. You're not getting tossed around like in some other cars, but nah, it's actually very nice.
My fault, but myself I come from a BMW 335i, which is a turbo car. I haven't driven a naturally aspirated vehicle that has this level of performance in a very, very long time. So I'm used to that basically kicking the back of the neck as soon as you step on the throttle. This offers a similar thing, but since this is a naturally aspirated engine, the power comes on very gradually instead of on a turbo car where it's just more immediate.
Yeah.
And that's what I appreciate about this engine. Tony can tell you that I'm a hardcore critic of American muscle cars.
The fact that you even driving this Camaro is beyond me, but
I bash on Camaros. Every time I see a Camaro Dodge, I'm like, oh my god, here goes this piece of shit. But honestly, with this car and having it for, the few hours that we've had, thanks to Pops, I'm not gonna say I've had a revelation or a change of heart to it, like in terms of how I would own it personally, but I do respect it a whole great deal more, driving it, feeling it, the way it drives, the way it handles. Is very on par. There are some things that bother me a lot in terms of the way it handles. My car, I drive Septronic. Yeah, it's not a manual. Yeah, but I drive with the paddles 100% of the time. I'm always changing the gears myself just to feel a little bit more connection, as hard as that may be to believe. But the paddle reaction on this car from changing gears is honestly abysmal. It's seriously poor, and I thought I expected more from this ZF's transmission. When you put it in automatic and allow the automatic transmission to do what it needs to do by itself, there's no issue with that. But when you try and leave it up to and dictate what you want to do with the gears, it changes dog slow. I'm talking about when I press the paddles, even in track mode, when I press the paddles, it's like at least a second to half a second response time. Whereas in my car, although it's no dual clutch transmission, it's instant and far more gratifying to use on a day in and day out basis. Honestly, for me, the paddles in this car is pretty much useless. I was getting so frustrated with the paddles, I told Tony, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave this automatic and let it do what it needs to do by itself, or what it's programmed to do. But whatever programming it has with paddles alone, it's not cutting it, Chevy. You need to do better.
Yeah, and that leads me to my next question. Why do they have the paddles on the steering wheel and also the transmission, to shift gears on the transmission?
Honestly, just a driving preference. I mean, I guess some people want to feel like they're driving more of a manual, so they have it front and backwards, for upshift and downshifting. Personally, well, before, when paddles first used to start coming out, a lot of cars had Steptronic mode, but they didn't have paddles on the steering wheel. So that, to me, absolutely made no sense. So I guess for the people that are just upgrading, you know, to let's say a 2018 Camaro SS and they're like, ooh, paddles now, I would be severely disappointed if I waited, you know, a generation or so. Let's say if I was a previous Camaro owner and I waited, you know, waiting for something good and was expecting stellar performance out of the paddles itself, I would be very disappointed. And that's just a personal detriment to me about the car. But it's hard to find fault in how the car is. The noise isolation is clean. I'm actually very surprised about that. There's no rattles, there's no creaks. Yes, this is a brand new car, but at the same time, it still has a couple thousand miles on it. And I feel that in this day and age, American cars are doing their due diligence enough to warrant you spending your money with them as opposed to going with a more premium German brand equivalent. Take that how you will. But it's a very nice car. I'm not going to lie. It's a very nice car, and I'm pleasantly surprised in more ways than one at how well this car performs and how well the power comes on.
Yeah, see, like me being me, I've always been a muscle car fan. Even driving in your BMW, like I said, I understand where you're coming from with the sources. I mean, the paddle. I mean, like I said, when I'm driving with you, you can feel the little quick get up. On here, it's not, I wouldn't say it's so much sluggish, but it's gonna take a little time to catch up. But when it do catch up though, oh, the guy don't even know this. You don't even know it's, yo, gas on the
But I mean, we're in LA, we're stuck in traffic right now. We're sorry, Pops.
Yeah.
We tried our best. This is our first time. You know, we've had some hiccups, but for the most part, I'm pleased with how everything turned out, how we did as the first time with our review, and I'm looking very forward to doing this more and more. You know, this is something that is a passion of mine. Cars is something that is very fulfilling for me, and although I've always been open-minded in terms of other car brands, I'm not going to lie, being a BMW owner and being used to that sort of quality and that straight six engine and how seamless that engine is, it does kind of make you stick your face up at other cars and look at them in a negative way, when just as with anything else in life, all you really need to do is talk to someone, experience something, drive it yourself, and you'll find out a lot of things that you prejudged and held prejudice against for absolutely no reason other than the fact of pure ignorance. And driving this car, I can't speak for other muscle cars as of now, but this Chevy Camaro is definitely something ideal. On the other hand though, is it a daily driver? That, I think that kind of depends on your stature as a person. Now, I'm 5'5", so I can fit in pretty much anything.
But me? Nah, I can't. Love the car itself, amazing car, and it's crazy because I think I've known Jay for X amount of years. Like I said, my brother, my best friend. He'd tell you, I love Camaros. I love old-fashioned Camaros, old-fashioned cars, old-fashioned new model muscle cars. However, this one, like I said, it's really just the size of it that's killing me. It's just too small. But besides everything, I mean, like I said, the inside, the interior, exterior, beautiful sounding car, gorgeous sounding car. But like I said, on a daily, driving it daily, having to stick going through this every day. My head's almost through the sunroof, guys.
But considering the fact that this has the same exact engine as what's in a C7 Stingray, depending on what price you can get it, if you want a brand new car, yes, the Camaro probably always will save you a good chunk of money. But if you're looking for a C7, these cars have the same exact engine. So if you just want to roll back a year or two with a couple thousand miles on it, etc., you can probably find a good deal on a Grand Sport or a Stingray. And for me personally, I think that you sacrifice a little bit too much in terms of the interior space with this car to warrant it over the Corvette. You have backseat spacing, which is nice and all, but
you have backseat,
but I mean,
or taller.
I mean, I don't even think a taller can fit back there, bro.
Yeah.
My dog can't even fit back there.
Yeah, you got a nice size husky.
But regardless of that, the trunk spacing has an awkward inlet to it. It's very cumbersome, so some things that are wide and would technically be able to fit, it won't necessarily be able to go through the opening. So it's kind of a head scratcher in that sense. So the practicality of it doesn't seem to be as there as a Corvette, even though would technically be driving a roadster in a sense with a Corvette. Everyone knows that in a Corvette, basically all of this is trunk space. So yeah, it's one of America's premier sports cars. It still has a lot of practicality in it when it comes to running daily errands as a daily driver, things like that. But when you're dealing with a naturally aspirated car as opposed to a turbo, you eliminate one key function in terms of the reliability of it. It doesn't get too much hot. You're not forcing air into the engine. You don't have to worry about intercoolers, cooling leaks, all sorts of shit that I personally have had to deal with in my car. And that's one of the most aggravating things about BMWs, is that it's a lovely experience, but coming from personal experience with my own car, it's high maintenance. It's a model, top shelf model, if you will. This car is your everyday, your girl next door, the one you'd want in your life. Doesn't cost too much, doesn't ask for too much, and as much as you can ask for anybody else in the world, treats you the way you'd want to be treated.
By any chance, do you know how many miles to the gallon gets city-wise? I think it was 16.
It is 16, but obviously, you know, I mean, with how well this car sounds, and if you're in LA anyway, like us, which as you can probably see, we're not moving at all. Like, we're not fucking, it's midday, we're not moving.
Yeah, it's about 2 o'clock, and I gotta be working an hour in Inglewood.
Shut up. So, with that said, it's rated 16, and depending on how heavy your foot is, you can probably squeeze out about like 14 or so from it. You're supposed to do about 26 highway. But I think obviously when you jet a vehicle like this, you know what you're getting into. So if you're looking at this to save gas, this is clearly not the car for you. But if you're looking at this vehicle for pure performance and decent interior quality, I mean, the seats are nice and bolstered for myself. You know, obviously I'm not the biggest person, but if you're more svelte and a little bit more in shape and not necessarily husky, this car for the money is an excellent package. My only grievance is the fact that it's so closely tied with an entry-level Corvette that, for me personally, I would probably go with the Corvette 10 out of 10 times. The visibility in this car is awful. Driving this car, not just because it's not my own that I'm scared of it, is that it's really hard to see. The visibility around it is very limited. Looking at the back, you can't see anything out there. I can't, if this car didn't have a reverse camera, I wouldn't be able to reverse it at all. I feel it has a nice feel to it in terms of the cocoonness of it, and sort of like a spaceship, and everything's kind of melded and svelted towards the body, and it just kind of screams performance. But apart from that, it's tight in here. I'm not the biggest person, and I feel kind of claustrophobic in here, and I've never felt claustrophobic in a car before.
That's crazy, because my dad, I still can't understand or fathom, like, my dad really fits in here comfortably. Then again, he also drives it by himself. So, never mind. So,
I mean, as you guys are probably aware now, if you haven't been already, yes, we have Pop's baby out.
Yeah.
And like I said before, Pops, we're on our way.
We are literally like on our way. A lot of times, you know, we like, you know how black people like, you know, we're on our way, but really we posted on the couch, you know, part putting their bonnet or do-rag on. No, we're literally on our way.
The Pops hit you with the, it's an hour 20.
Good hour 20. Yeah, my fault.
I'm like, Pops, like, we just shot the intro.
Yeah, you trying to go to Outback Steakhouse?
Like, Pops, we promise you, we're not joyriding. We're literally, we're trying our best right now, but traffic as of right now is I told you I'm trying. I told you I'm trying.
I just want you to know, Pops, there's nowhere in this video that I say, you know, smack. I did. Okay, alright, well, disregard that.
We just had to do one last little tidbit for you guys, because, you know,
yeah,
I mean, who comes to a V8 vehicle and I want to hear that growl, that monster, that lion, that animal that's laying under this hood?
Who goes to the zoo to watch a lion sleep? Come on. When everybody go to the zoo, they want to see a lion.
I saw an opportunity. Traffic broke up a little bit. I was like, let me treat you guys to a little something. And now we're back in traffic again. That's LA life, y'all.
You feel me?
Please don't move. If you don't leave, don't
stop coming here. Stop coming here. On God, I love y'all, but everybody want to either go to New York, Atlanta, Miami, or Cali. I ain't really too worried about Texas.
Y'all can come to SoCal. Don't try and come live in LA. One, it's already expensive.
Two, we don't like y'all.
I don't even know. I don't even know how we afford it, honestly, because boy. So with that said, we do have some moves to make in getting back and dropping off Pop's baby. We did take a lot longer than we anticipated, but you know, it's novice areas and all. We're gonna improve. I hope you guys enjoyed the video.
Word. First video, to be exact.
I hope we did enough, but if not, I hope you guys love us enough to grow with us, because I guarantee you there's a lot more content coming, so stay tuned.
And hit that young subscribe button.
Smash our hole!
Like probably right under there somewhere. So take care.
It's probably to the side. I mean, side, bottom. Whatever, it don't matter. This video is over. Y'all have a blessed one, and we'll see you next time.
Stay safe, stay loved. You already know, views from the heart. And we are out.
Peace and love.